Earlier this year, we told you that one of the theme gardens we were going to have for the 2001 season was plants of the Snapdragon family, or the Scrophulariaceae family. Now, the word Scrophulariaceae is kind of hard to say and may not be very familiar to a lot of us, but there are a lot of plants in this family that are commonly used garden plants, such as these snapdragons, the penstemon and the foxglove. Well, plants are grouped into families based on their similar characteristics, and in particularly the characteristics of the flowers or their floral parts. Oklahoma has several native species that are in the snapdragon family, and one of those is our very showy Indian paintbrush. This is the bright red-orange plant that we see a lot of in the early spring and summer, or excuse me, the spring and early summer. And it is an annual plant that we see a lot along the roadsides. Well, there are also a lot of ornamental members of this family that make really good garden plants and are very reliable here in Oklahoma. And I would just kind of like to take a little time and show you some of these plants. We have a really good collection of those here in our Scrophulariaceae garden. And I'd just like to start with the snapdragon. Now, snapdragons are very common bedding plants. Most every garden center and nursery around Oklahoma will carry these plants, and they look really good, or actually their best, in the cool part of the year, in the spring and again in the fall. They will bloom a little bit through the summer, but the best show is when it's cool. The weather is cool outside. And they get their name because the flowers look like the little snout of a dragon, and you can kind of open them up, kind of like opening the mouth of the dragon. You let go and it snaps shut. And this is kind of a fun thing that a lot of children enjoy. And another way to ensure that they will keep blooming through the summer is to keep them deadheaded. So we're going to just kind of pinch off any of the flower spikes that are just full of seed capsules and don't really have any more flowers. That will let the rest of these flowering buds open up and perform a lot better. Well, the next plant I want to show you is right back here. A little bit bigger plant, and these are the foxgloves. Most of the foxgloves are biennial plants. This means they germinate one year, grow that season, grow through the winter, and then bloom the next year. And then, of course, they set seed and die. This particular foxglove is one of those. It's called Foxy, and if you look inside the flower, you see all these little spots, and some people think those look like little fox footprints. So that's how this plant gets its name. The foxgloves are in the genus Digitalis, and this is the same source of Digitalis that is used for heart medicine. So you really wouldn't want to eat any of this plant. It could be a little bit toxic. Well, we have about 4 or 5 types of snapdragons in our garden. And one that we really like is this pink one right here. And this is one called Pink Rocket. And the Rocket series is a very tall type of snapdragon, and they come in a lot of different colors. And the Rocket series are actually not easy to find around in most garden centers, and that's because the plants do get really tall. There would be problems of the plants falling over in the cell packs. But the plants are easy to grow from seed, and that's what we did with our Pink Rocket snapdragons. Right down here in front, another member of the snapdragon family has smaller flowers. And these are the speedwells, or the botanical name Veronica is what a lot of people call these plants. This is one called Goodness Grows, and you can see all these little spikes of dark blue or purple flowers. And this plant only gets about 12 inches tall, and it's a very nice perennial. Right here we have a climbing member of the snapdragon family, and this is the Acerina, also called climbing snapdragon. Another common name for this plant is chickabiddy, and we've grown these here at our studio garden for the past several years. It's just an annual vine, but it grows fairly quickly and has lots of these little purple blooms. There are also some that are pink and white as well. And again, the plants only live one season, but we usually get a few seedlings coming up the years after we've had them. Well, right up front here we have even another type of snapdragon that we grew from seed. This is one called Jamaican Mist, and again, it's a series of snapdragons where you have a small number of colors in a mix, and it comes in colors of kind of pinks and apricots, yellows and white, some of these lighter colors. And right next to it is one that is all red, and this is the Black Prince snapdragon. But you get these really dark red flowers, and the stems and some of the leaves also have some red coloration in them. Well, I showed you the little Veronica right back over here that had the dark blue flowers, and we have another one in front here that we're really crazy about here at the gardens, and this is the Red Fox Veronica. And I wouldn't really call this flower color red, it's more of a pink color to me. And again, it's another very short Veronica, or spiked speedwell, only about 12 to 15 inches tall, and a very good performing perennial. Well, here in the front of our Snapdragon family garden is a group of plants that we're quite proud of here at Oklahoma Gardening. About 4 years ago on our program, we showed these plants to you, and these are the Angelonias, and these have become quite popular over the last several years. Its common name is summer snapdragon, also called angel flower, and these bloom like this all through the summer. It's kind of like a snapdragon that blooms during the hot part of the year, but the purple Angelonia. This is kind of a light, small Angelonia, and right back here we have a darker, larger flowered purple Angelonia. This one's called Tiger Princes, and you can see the flowers are a little bit bigger and a darker purple color. The Angelonias are very good cut flowers as they have a very long vase life. This little pink plant in front here is a perennial called Dioecia. The common name of this plant is twin spur, and the back side of the flower has these two little parts that look like spurs, or look like little claws. So there's how you get the name twin spur. And this is a plant that we have in the rock garden, successfully overwintered for us this last year. It's blooming very well down there. And again, these bloom better in the cool part of the year also. That is the spring and the fall. We'll have one more plant to show you. One of my favorite groups of plants are the penstemons. And we're blessed here in Oklahoma to have several native penstemons in our state. In fact, we have 13 species of these plants, and this one is called Husker Red, and it's not really selected from Oklahoma, but the species that it was hybridized from is a native penstemon in the northeastern part of our state. But this plant is a very reliable, tough garden plant, and in 1996 it was voted the perennial plant of the year. And it's called Husker Red, and as you might imagine, it was developed by the University of Nebraska. And the red is referring to the stem and the leaves, and also the petioles of the plants, and not necessarily the flowers. The flowers are white with a little tinge of pink, maybe lavender, but the Husker Red is referring to the stems and foliage. And I was fortunate a few weeks ago to meet Dr. Dale Lindgren, the person who developed this plant, and he was telling me how this plant was originally supposed to be propagated by cuttings or division, and somewhere along the way in the nursery industry, they began to be propagated by seed. And when this happens with a hybridized plant, you don't always get a plant true to the parent. And if you look back here, you can see a seedling propagated Husker Red penstemon that is for the most part green. So when you're at the nursery looking for these plants, you'll want to find one that has a lot of the red coloring in the stems and leaves. Well, hopefully the next time you hear the word Scrophulariaceae, you won't think that it's someone who's got something caught in their throat, but instead you will think about all the wonderful plants in the Snapdragon family.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, there's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge, both classic and contemporary.